From standing arm in arm with future President Barack Obama to spending months behind bars, Kilpatrick's flame once burned bright, but ended in disgrace with an apology and a promise to return. At the age of just 31, Kwame Kilpatrick defeated popular city council president Gil Hill and became a rising star in the Democratic Party. His potential for Detroit seemed unlimited, and he had many believing the same for the city.
Now it's time for all of us to rise up and begin our future right here, right now.
He was a mayor who touted himself as the ultimate family man.
There's no way I can be a true leader of the city of Detroit if I don't lead in my own house.
But just months into his first term, Kilpatrick seemed seduced by the trappings of power. He traveled with rock star-style entourages, a security detail more appropriate for a president than a mayor. And news reports exposed Kilpatrick for charging pricey meals and exotic hotel rooms on his city-issued credit card.
He was going to stay at very fancy hotels when he went out of town, like the Four Seasons, and racking up $500 spa visits.
But after the 7 Action News investigators exposed the pricey red Lincoln Navigator leased for Kilpatrick's wife for $24 grand a year, that became a symbol of excess at a time when he was asking others to tighten their belts.
But these are difficult times, and they demand sacrifice.
When reporters pressed Kilpatrick on his own excesses, he lost it.
Hey, don't. Right here. Who is Carmen?
Come on. The mayor and his staff weren't the only ones playing kill the messenger. Who could forget this anti-media plea his mother made during his second run for mayor?
Turn off that television, y'all! Turn off the radio! Don't let nobody talk about y'all's boy!
Despite the negative press, Kilpatrick surprised everyone as he inched past Freeman Hendricks to win a second term. One story that wouldn't go away and haunted both terms was the fabled Manoogian Mansion party. The never-proven rumor alleged that Kilpatrick's wife assaulted stripper Tamara Green.
We could never prove it.
Couldn't find anything to substantiate it. And the more we looked at it, the bigger the conspiracy required to make it real.
Kilpatrick insisted it never happened.
I want people to understand that I would never disrespect my God, my wife, or my children.
As the scandal swirled, Kilpatrick fled to Washington, where he adamantly told us in an exclusive interview,
I don't whore around on my wife, and I don't have wicked nude parties at my house.
He showed similar disdain when asked under oath about an affair with his then chief of staff, Christine Beatty.
I think it's absurd to assert that every woman that works with a man is a whore.
Words that would later come back to haunt him.
This has been a very difficult time for my wife and my family.
On live television, a contrite Kilpatrick wound up apologizing for the affair that had become evident from text messages. But what he did was more than embarrassing. It was a crime.
We charge Kwame Kilpatrick only with perjury in a court proceeding.
Kilpatrick later came clean and finally cut a deal.
I lied under oath.
His punishment? $1 million in restitution, 120 days in jail, and he had to resign from office. On the way out, he made this infamous promise.
And I want to tell you, Detroit, that you done set me up for a comeback.
The text message scandal cost taxpayers millions, tarnished Detroit's reputation, and left many people angry at Kwame Kilpatrick.
What I hear them say, Mr. Kilpatrick, is that you had everything and you could have turned the city around, and they feel like you let them down. What do you say to them?
They're right. I mean, it's no long answer, but those people are right.
Things went from bad to worse for Kilpatrick. He spent 14 months in prison for missing restitution payments and lying to the judge about his assets.
Now, if he is convicted in this federal corruption trial that begins tomorrow, how much time is the ex-mayor looking at?
Well, potentially for the racketeering charges alone, it's up to 20 years in federal prison, but it is up to the jury.